Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Mandem talk. You already know the score, people. The season may be over in the Premier League, but it's not over for the Mandem talk. We will be consistent throughout the whole summer, bringing you all the latest news on Man United. We're here, Mandem. Got Faz in the building, Faz, or should I call him Faz Van Gogh? You know what I mean? After his latest painting. How are you, Faz? You good?
Bro, this is what it is now. Have to do therapy, bro. Painting, cooking, DIY. Bro, we just lost, to Mandem that might not even live on land. They might be living on the water, on the bamboo houses, bro. 6 feet above the water, you know them times when the sea levels rise. Bro, we lost to the Mandem, They put the team together on WhatsApp. Yo, who wants to play Man United? Nah, rants, man. Why you bro? You know when you put teams together on WhatsApp before you go to the pitch? I fucking renewed my season ticket, Saeed. I fucking renewed my season ticket, bro.
They always ask you to renew it before the season's over as well. They're scumbags.
Yeah, they're scumbags.
Bro, we lost to Satay Sauce FC, bro. Migorang FC, you're taking a fucking pick, and don't miss me with that. Oh, under 18s and all of this.
Nah, bro.
I get it. You know that famous meme of that uncle says you've got the best boots, the best house, the best chef, you shag the best girl, and you can't kick a fucking ball. Them man, they would pray, to have transportation to a game, like Man United players get transported to the game, bro. It's not even a season game, and they couldn't turn up.
This is post-season, man. Bro, this is not pre-season.
You flew first class, business class, You can't even complain about jet lag, bro. You flew first class. The sisters were bringing you your favorite smoothies. Peace.
Bro.
We got battered by Gangnam Style FC. Not even a goal, bro. Not even a goal. Deep that, Not even a goal, bro. Not even a goal, bro. Rasmus Hojlund played, Onana played, Dorgu played. These are first-team players, bro. Not even a goal, bro. You're taking the piss. This is beyond embarrassing. We legitimately cannot talk about no club. We cannot talk about no football. We are excluded, bro. We are excluded. We are finished, bro. Mandem go there, Mandem go to Malaysia to backpack. They go to Malaysia to do backpacking. I swear to God, you're to blame. Why are you doing watch-alongs? Why are you doing watch-alongs? You say you don't care, and you're there doing watch-alongs and just holding your laughter.
There was a trophy on the line. Thought we could win a trophy.
We're finished, bro.
You know what's mad,
I heard we did a parade. How did the parade go?
It was a dead parade, man. It was around the city. Nobody was there. You know what I mean?
Best in class, they told me. Best in class. I didn't hear that Barada waffle.
you know what's mad, And big up to, by the way, Jonathan Hammond for the 5 gifted as well, man. Big up to you, man. My thing is, it's like I just was reading from my comments.
By the way, I genuinely do not believe there's somebody called Jonathan Hammond and he exists, and that's him in the photo. You know that, don't you?
I don't.
Got some AI business,
bro. I don't know who it is.
You've got some AI gifting free gifts everywhere. But hold tight, Jonathan, whatever your real name is.
Yeah, big up to Jonathan, man. But you know what it is, Mandem? I was reading the comments here. They were saying that most of the players that were meant to play weren't playing, guys. So we actually played the 2nd and 3rd tier players.
Bro, you know what? When you make teams on WhatsApp and you say, yo, put in if you can play. Group chat teams, like put in 8 p.m. kickoff, Mandem. Put in.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, and that.
So what's that for? You're taking a piss.
They weren't even the first team.
I'm actually super pissed off, I'm super pissed off because
I'm with you.
This is an example of preseason, and we're not even playing like semi-decent teams in preseason. With all due respect, they're all poppers, bro.
No.
So if you're looking forward to preseason and you're saying, "Oh, let's look forward," this player coming in, that player coming in. No, we can't even enjoy anything. We can't. There's nothing to enjoy. I swear, the racists, when they're telling me to watch cricket, thank you, because I will start watching cricket now. I'll start watching cricket, bro, or paddle or something, because this is fucked. You got me fucking painting at that o'clock at night, trying to forget about Man United.
Yo, you know what's mad here as well? Fair play to the Malaysian fans here, by the way. They've got better standards than us here. They booed the players. He goes, I always feel guilty of the performance of the team since I am first in here. The boos for the fans, maybe it's something we need because every game we lost in the Premier League, we were always there. Let's see for next season. Shout out to the Malaysia fans, man. They've got better standards than the Old
I had
Trafford.
to empty the stadium ASAP.
Yeah, there you go.
They did it. Yeah, there you go.
Standards, man.
Yeah,
Fair
they
play
said,
to the
yo,
fans.
bruv, you don't come all the way over here to do that. Allow it, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like that. This is what's needed. They should have been doing that in England, bro.
Yeah.
Should have been booing these guys. It's disgrace.
Nah, but we sing and we enable it, man. I've erode you, man. That's our problem, bro. So
Yeah, we're the biggest enablers. Yes, facts.
we are, bro. We're giving
cowards
claps
as well. We're enablers and cowards as well. All of us.
Yeah,
facts.
absolutely.
Those of us who live in Manchester, anyway.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And for me, you know what it is, bro? I think it's it's honestly the season what we have, Nuruddin, that was meant to happen, bro. There ain't no like come out and play football and we're gonna be papered over the car. That was meant to happen. That was a mirror of the season, guys.
Listen, can I just ask a question? Did we have the referee in the pocket? Did he send any of the man off? Because we could play one when we play against 10 men.
No, you give a yellow card. We have one yellow card. That's it.
I was just telling Vaz and Saeed before we come on here, innit? Don't ever call me to watch.
Out to Marcel.
Big up, Marcel.
Big up.
Don't ever call me, Saeed, to come and do some watch along with name beginning with All-Stars. Because I'll go and get you the real All-Stars. Rusho Mosside All-Stars is there, mate. At Pitts, Power League. Our record is there every division from 5th division we won. So for me, miss me out with all this watch along. Because Manchester United is a meme. It's a meme. That's all we are, is the meme. That's what Manchester United are. But listen, I couldn't care less if we lost 10-0, 20-0, or we won 30. I don't give a damn. I give it to me, the clock. My clock, psychological clock, tick, 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 tick. First Premier League season, first game at OT. First Premier League game at OT. That's all I'm thinking about. So all of these other things is just distraction to me. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking about first game at Old Trafford, and we'll see. And if my prediction's right, Obrigado will be getting an obrigado from me. You know what I mean? He'll be getting obrigado from me. Obrigado. It's been a pleasure. That's what will happen, because for me, I've come to the realization, I don't blame Amorim for our season. You know that, and I've told you a million times. But at this moment in time, the way we're moving, and I know that people say, oh, it's too early, the transfer. Listen, we ain't doing nothing. Mbeumo's going to Newcastle. That's what we're hearing. Because Man United are like, we need to sell. You ain't selling shit. You couldn't sell anything in a fucking, you know what, those Poundland markets that you have, you know, in the north of England. You get the pound, actually you got Poundland Sunday markets where people go and get the bargains. Manchester United couldn't sell jack in one of those. And you know what, I got a text from one of my friends. He said, you know what, I had an afternoon off and I thought, let me just watch this stupid game. Guess what they did to him? What? United on Twitter or all their thing on Insta, they put it on their YouTube channel. So they
I know.
Guess what they did? 50 seconds after the kickoff, they went boom. The YouTube went down and they said, come to the website. Pay a $5 to watch All-Stars. So anyway,
you gotta pay, man. You gotta pay to watch nothing.
Yeah, anyway, so I don't. And all the other, I'm getting text messages, obviously, people sending me memes and that. I already know my club is a meme. So you're not going to tell me. Nobody can banter me. We got owners who banter me every day. Every day of every second. You don't need to banter me. No other rival fan can ever banter me. Because I got people who banter me on a daily. And that's Manchester United. So at the end of the day, it's what it is. And you're
It
telling
is
me
disgraceful,
some
though,
fan
man.
had
It
to
is
pay for
disgraceful,
Ahmad.
though.
Some fan had to pay for Ahmad to get on a scooter. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, someone had to pay Ahmad to get on a scooter, bro. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, what?
Hey, did you not see that, Mandem?
What are you talking about? Scooter? What do you mean?
Bro, so basically they were on some scooters, in it, the players in it, and then one fan had to pay for the scooter.
Why?
Let me go find it. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. You get me? I just see the story today, and I was like, "What? That don't make sense. Like, why would they pay for the scooter?"
Yeah,
These man were doing
Yeah,
GTA. These man were doing GTA RP, going to dessert shops and shops and
Yeah,
that.
here
So
it is.
they went and
Ahmad
picked up
Diallo
these
had
scooters.
to pay.
It was
Here
Ahmad.
it is.
It was Ahmad and Garnacho, and I think
Here it is, here it is. When Ahmad casually asked my bro to pay Beam for him, same go with Garnacho and Heaven.
Oh, Heaven, sorry.
I think it's not working at the time. But they said they have problems.
Obviously, they don't know the system and the area.
Well, it's because they don't know how to use they probably didn't know how to activate the bike. That's why.
Yeah.
Did I hear glory, glory, Manchester United in the background?
Yeah, bro.
It's been used everywhere, man. Glory, glory, Man United, man.
Yeah, they didn't know how to use the
You
scooters. I hear.
man are doing thingy. What do you mean they don't know how to use a bike? But them man can drive G-Wagons.
Bro, it's a scooter, bro. I don't know how to use them things, bro.
No, that's because you never leave the house. You have to leave the house to experience these things.
I don't know how.
What do you
to
mean
use
you
those
can't
things.
scan a barcode, bro? It's not rocket
Yeah, but
science.
bro,
You've
but
got
how
a
do they
barcode
know
to-
that that's what they need to do, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I
instructions
hear
might
him.
not even be in English, bro.
Piss, man. But that's not even the main part of the clip. Did you see the second half of the clip? What
No,
Garnacho
what's
did
the
to the
second half of
fan?
the clip?
What Garnacho said to the fan?
No. Let me play this again. All right, say no more. Play this.
Garnacho grilled the fan, bro.
Problem, you just need to maintain it.
Can I try? I think it's not working.
It's not working. How do you run this?
Very unlucky. Right, sana.
It's free, though.
Bro, you take another picture. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Oh, the
What did he say? I
sunglasses are
can't see
killing
it.
me,
What did he
bro.
say?
He said to the fan, he said the guy was helping him, same like the guy was helping Ahmad, and the guy was helping Garnacho, and he said, "Oh, you're taking too many pictures, bro. Allow it."
Okay. Yeah, listen, I don't know.
And you got the
I don't know where's
sunglasses on,
security,
bro.
though.
He's got the Lamine Yamal sunglasses, yeah.
3 in the morning. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. They should be really in the hotel at that time. To be honest with you, they should be really out and about, man. You get me? Especially without security. That's a bit wild. Still, I can't lie to you. There's a super chat here. Yeah, this guy here, big up to him, says, "I'm Malaysian, studying in the UK. This team you played were B and C tier players. If you played JDT, the best team in Malaysia, and would have been battered, United, and the attendance was 72,000 in a 90k stadium. Big up my Malaysians. I told you."
But that's why they got booed. Because man is saying, hold on, you came all the way over here to do that. And
Yeah.
maybe they was upset as well that it wasn't the main players as well. You know them, man.
Yeah, 100%. Marcel, what are you saying, man? How are you going to put a positive on this, man? Talk to us, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, big up everyone. I hope everyone's
Big up, man. Good to see you, by the way, man.
Yeah, good to see you as well, man. Big up the chat as well. Big up the Mandem, Rants, Faz, obviously Nuruddin as well. But there is no positivity for this. I watched a few minutes of it. I came in and out of the game. If you're talking about this game in particular, obviously for the outlook of the football club, I think Omar Barada obviously speaks, to the fans and to everybody in terms of where we're at for the summer transfer window. And I think there's a positive. There's many positives within that, just in terms of the outlook. And I'm really happy that someone's been a spokesman. But for the 90 minutes of football, that's just gone past now. There's no positives for that at all. We've lost the game. Oh no, Sekou Kone. I've been speaking about him since last season. Amas getting more minutes, looked good. Heaven minutes, like the youth players getting minutes was really good. And I think Ahmad needs to build up a plethora of minute. Like he needs to build up more minutes, just to get better, because he didn't look that good. Obviously, Hojlund didn't look that good. It's just a poor game, and I feel like the players just look like it was just like a contractual obligation Like they had to be there, and they kind of was just running around the pitch. No cohesion in the front line, no cohesion in the midfield. It was just rubbish. It was a rubbish, low quality football against Spurs, low quality football again today. So it's been on the agenda with a lot of these players and some of the key players. But at the same time as well, there was a lot of youth players playing as well. So I think we also have to consider that in terms of, that there being a lack of cohesion and that kind of thing within the team. But we should be able to beat these. And it was just really poor and it's the end of the season as well. So that feeling and that hurt for me, mainly around the Spurs game, is the biggest thing for me, you guys.
You know what it is? We're just not seeing, big up Rhino as well, we're not seeing an improvement in this team, man. And it's concerning, man. We're not seeing like the players performing. We're not seeing like an improvement from the style, what they're trying to do. Like you said about cohesion, there's no cohesion within the team. The manager's frustrating on touchline, but I'm like, you're the coach here. You need to be directing instructions. Why are they not listening to you? What are we doing in training? Like, there's so many things that are wrong with this, with Amorim, man, in terms of his coaching, man. It's like Nuruddin spoke about it. He said 3 months is round the corner, man. Like, people think like 3 months is like, we got time. We haven't got that much time, really. And yes, cool, the quality of the squad will get better. So we will probably, hopefully, win more games because you'll have players that can win a game by themselves. But I tell you what, man, like from a coaching level, it's so bad, bro. Today, I watched that team today. And yes, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big thing. But it is really when you're seeing a team that's assembled probably in the last week or two, not the best caliber players. And they were the ones that were playing it out for the back. They were the ones that looked more cohesive. And we say there's youngsters here, but it wasn't like it was drastic. There were still players in there that were part of the first team squad, and they're good. They should be good enough to be beating this team, and that for me, it's like, Amorim keeps talking about the same things today again in the press conference. We're not good enough. We're not good enough. We should be doing things better. Every single time, it's the same thing, bro. Like, actions, please. Can we see it? Can we actually see what you're talking about in terms of training and whatnot? So I don't know, man. I think for me, he's cooked, man. He's really he's racing against time right now to really put a stamp on his team, bro.
Who Ruben? So is Rhino coming in? Or is Ruben Saeed?
Yes.
You think he's cooked and he's running out of time? I don't think he's cooked.
He's running out of time because for me, it's like, bro, you're not
Marcel,
showing enough, bro.
What it is, yeah? Let me ask you a question, yeah? If Ruben wasn't on the pitch, would you see a difference? If he wasn't standing there, let's say he was in the crowd, like just watching from afar, would you feel a difference? Do you think? I don't think nothing changes. It's like, my concern is I still want to allow him a summer window just so I know I've allowed him everything in my mind. But realistically, I feel like his presence is not there. Like, I feel like I can't explain it. It's like having a class full of kids, like let's say like you get me a nursery or something, and then there's no teacher there. So the kids are just doing what they want kind of thing. Then when the teacher comes in there, you feel like the kids, teacher's in here. But I feel like with this, if you translate this to a football match, I feel like the players play in their own minds. Ruben's just not there. They're just doing their own thing. There's no, I just feel like he has no effect. Like, oh yeah, my gaffer's here. Let's play how the gaffer wants. That's my only problem, And I feel like that's a fair thing for me to say. I feel like he has no impact. Like there's no input. It's like he might as well not be there. Basically, he might as well sit somewhere else because it's no difference.
So at the beginning of his tenure, you wouldn't have felt that. I'm sure we would have all said that he had a little bit of the
I agree with that.
So we can speak to that just to combat, not to even combat, just to bring to the conversation that kind of mind frame, because I feel like, with this, you're making that comment based on maybe a bit of the season's work, but particularly after this 90 minutes, I don't think we can ascertain much from this 90 minutes. That's what I would do.
No, but Marcel, I feel like I've said this from before. I feel like he, over the course of, even if we said the last 2-3 months, I feel like there's no input, except for him saying, take this person on, put that person on. There's no input. There's no, it doesn't feel like he's there. It doesn't feel like he's connected to the play. I can't explain it.
I agree with you. There's no coaching. There's no coaching, so there's no connection. There's no cohesion. There's nothing, bro. He's just there, being disappointed. I don't want you to feel disappointed. Do something, bro. I'm sick of this guy looking down the ground, brother, I don't care if you're miserable and you're depressed about this. You're in a situation, you get paid, bro. Start implementing shit, bro. Man just stood there like, oh yeah, bro, like see improvements, man.
Now I hear you saying it right, and I think that comes from, and obviously someone else can come in after this because I feel like I'm maybe going back and forth just to.
Big up Abdaziz, by the way. Big up Abdaziz.
But just I feel like Ruben. So sometimes at times, Rhino, you do see him giving instruction. I've quoted a couple of tweets before in previous times saying I can hear him speaking directly to players, or not hear him, sorry, you can see him mouthing some sort of words to players, giving instruction in game on the football pitch.
Yeah.
So I do see that at times, even though it feels like that, that's the kind of feeling of when you're losing football matches. You know, when you're losing football matches, that feeling of nobody listening, everyone wanting to do their own thing, somebody taking the scruff of the game by the scruff of the neck by themselves. That happens, you know, here and there. But I think I have seen him try to add his own coaching elements in, and it will take time for him to really make his mark on the team. You know, we're learning a new system at the end of the day. You know, the 3-4-3 system is something that, you know, we haven't picked up as a base system for how long now. So I feel like it will take time. There's obviously this beginning period has been poor, so I can't fully say that, you know, we can have complete faith that we will know the direction of travel and where he's going to end up. But I think we need to give him more time.
So let me add to that point then, because
before you go, Rhino,
go on.
Rhino. Big up to the brother here, man. He said he spent $500 to travel from to Kuala Lumpur and watch us get smoked live, bro. CBA.
That's on you. Man. That's on your boy.
Yo, naive. Big up
That's
to you,
on you.
I swear.
No. Don't do that, man. Bro, listen.
You could have saved that money.
Don't do that, you E-Reds.
That's on him,
Don't be coming here, you
man. Don't make him feel
that's
like
on you.
Listen, big up to him. It's United, not United in.
No, big him up.
Big up to him, man. He supports the club I want to see.
Yeah,
big him up, bro. But that's on him, though. But big him up.
Yeah, I get it. But
Nah.
But yeah, what I was gonna say,
Once let Rhino finish. Big up Aaron and Danny. Big up to Aaron and Danny as well for joining us as well, man.
Do you know what it is? Me, I'm on this fair argument thing, fair debate. You know what I mean? I can understand if you use the argument that, even with the thought at the back, these players weren't listening. I get that. That's true. But at the same time, you still feel like you want there to be some sort of connection. Like, even if 3 or 4 of the players are listening or something, do you get what I mean? You want to feel like when these players are playing, they're playing under the instructions of their gaffer on the side. But I feel like when you say he's telling them certain things, I get it. Yeah, here and there I see that, but it doesn't do nothing. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's not like he'll say, okay, you two start inverting and then you don't do that. And then you see him. Imagine he called in 3 players, gave them instructions, and then as soon as they went on, you saw the game change. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, say no more. Do you get what I mean? But I just feel like you could be standing on the side. And it's just no different. These men are just going to do... And I feel like I'm being fair with that. You feel me? I still want to see the summer window, but not because of what he's doing, just so that I know, boom, when I put you in this room, I gave you all the tools and you still couldn't get out of the room. You get me? And that's it. At least I know from my sanity that, boom, I've given you all the tools and I've been fair in my judgment. You get what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it still.
My bad structure. What have I missed in the last 2 weeks? Rhino's onto Amorim. What's happened? What's going on? The energy's
Don't narrative it like Amorim out. I'm just concerned. You said it though. You said it a few weeks ago. You said that I'm judging him based on giving him more of the sample size and opposed to what he's doing. So I've been like this for a while, but at the same time, it's cause for concern, bro. After the Tottenham final, I swear down you guys. After we lost to Tottenham, I was on an emotional thing. I was like, I don't even care who comes in. I don't care about the transfer or nothing. Obviously, I slept on it. The next day came and I started thinking about it. But, bro, there's cause for concern, bro. There's serious... We have to be serious, Marcel. This is serious cause for concern, bro. And I know there's other problems above it, but just in terms of what he can do as a gaffer, it's concerning, bro. Let's be real. It's concerning.
Okay. Big up. Listen, first of all, you know my point of view, innit? I blame the people who bought him, innit? Did I ask for Amorim? No. Did I rate him? No. Is there videos on my channel where I'm saying, warning people, he vacates the midfield just like, and that he needs specific type of players to play in a specific system, and we haven't got those players. I did say that, warning shot. So for me, it's not like I was like all Amorim in to begin with. But I don't generally blame because he didn't bring himself. He didn't buy himself out of a 12 million contract. People, but his resignation after the game, he offered it in January. So we hear that he offered it in January. They said no. He offered it again after the final. Instantly after the final, he offered it again. And he literally said, I mean, my guy, obviously, Ronaldo called him the poet, but he does a bit of Isaac Souza. If you know, you know Isaac Souza. You know what I mean? If you know one of the most envious, you know what I mean, notorious characters in cinema. If you don't know, you don't know, and you're showing your age, right? My man has been doing the Isaac Souza thing for a long, long time. But the Isaac Souza play can last you only so long, right? Because my guy, what he's basically saying is, he's coming out every game, Manchester United get beat, whatever. He's there, he's demonstrating it on the football pitch, looking down, depressed, you know, coming down in the presser, we're the worst team, we're this and that. Because what he's doing is that he's like, I need to get the fans so I can be like one of them. So fans saw that, innit? The sheep, nah! You know, we got a lot of them at OT, 70,000 there, but most of them are sheep. Then they start bringing a song for him, innit? You know what I mean? Ruben Amorim, bring back the glory. All of this bullshit, right? So for me, but I took it and I understood for what it is. So I don't go too hard on him because I think he didn't bring himself here. He didn't. He didn't bring his coaching team here. People that bought him made that decision. They need to go. If he's going to go, he needs to take them with him, right? They all need to go together. So that's my number one. That I stay consistent on.
But Nuruddin, can I make a point? Finish? So that's just that one point though, so you can carry on, so it doesn't go off course of what you're saying. But you know, but he still there's still the word accountability though. What's your opinion on that? The fact that he could have said yes or no. But what's your opinion on that?
But Rhino, this is it because it's about the expectations, innit? Right? Everybody has different expectations. My expectations after Eric Ten Hag got sacked, I said it to Saeed 100 million different times. I said, get a coach who's coached in the Premier League. Saeed, how many times did I say that to you? Am I making this up? Or have I said, I said, don't bring me another coach from another league that has done all this, done all that. Don't bring me that. Get me somebody who's proven in the Premier League and that knows what the Premier League is about. That's all I said, right? So it's about your expectation. My expectation, I didn't expect anything. I didn't put any massive expectation on anything. Yes, it's like any fan, when United kick off on any game, do I want Man United? Do I expect Manchester United to play well? Do I expect Man United to maybe win the game or to show me something? Yes, I have that as a fan. But as a manager, I don't. And I always said, and I repeat again till it's like I'm like a broken record. All I want these owners to do, I know we're not going to go and compete for a league title or a Champions League. I know that. I gave up on that long time ago. I called it 10 years ago. I called it 10 years ago. Not now, not 5 years, 10 years ago I called it. And I've been proven right. Not that I am some sort of Nostradamus. No, I'm not. I just see the patterns and I keep a clean eye on what's going on with the football club. And I make my statements and I have my opinions about it. But all I said was, just get me somebody who can play good football. That's all I said. I said, win, lose or draw, I'm not asked.
At least you're entertained.
I want to go to the stadium. I've been going since I was 10 years old. I want to go to the stadium and just see my team, bop teams. I want to see a bit of pattern of play. I want to see like a couple of, mad kind of goals from different angles. I want to see intricate goals where we walk into the net. I want to see a counter-attack goal. I want to see shots from outside there. I just want to see somebody do something that gets me stand up at the seat. I like going to live things to watch live sport, right? That's what I like. So that's all I ask. That's all I ask. It's good football. That's all I've asked. I'm not asking. My expectations are not this. My expectations are not. And it makes me laugh even in the transfer market when we're now envious of who Liverpool are signing, who are this signing. We're not in that fucking market. We're not in that bracket. We are Poundland FC. You gotta accept who we are. Poundland FC. And that's how they want it. So for me, I said my prediction, and I've been saying it for months and months, because everybody kept telling me, when everybody's telling me, oh, don't worry about the league. I'm like, and even for a minute, I got caught up in it. Just to wrap up. I got caught up in it and I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I getting fucking brainwashed to fucking tell me about shitty fucking Europa League? Why do I have to wait on a Thursday night? I go to the games at Old Trafford. Why are people telling me, no, forget about those when we got points to play? There's 3 points at stake here. And then I caught on to that and I was like, what the F am I doing? So then I realized, this is what being set up for, innit? The whole of the marketing. And one thing Manchester United have been good at, I wish they were good at challenging, because no team has got the right to win big trophies, but to challenge is a duty when you're at Manchester United, right? But they're marketers. They're the best fucking marketers in the world. Marketing. We are Manchester United marketers. That's what we are as a football club. So the last point I make is that my expectations are not like most fans' expectations. I just see sheep and bootlickers. And when I don't get excited, I just like to see it with my own eyes first, and then I make a judgment. And at this moment in time, my prediction was next season is not next year. Next season is 3 months away.
3 months
What drastically was going to change from getting used to getting battered at home? What was drastically away games? I can go old school sometimes. Make sure you don't get beat. Pick up the point where you can. Win the other away game. But at home, 75,000 people in that fucking stadium. You have a fucking G. You're wearing that shirt. Fucking play. I have zero attachments to any coach or any player. You guys know this. Genuinely, you guys know and understand this. My war is who's my war with, right? That's totally different. But what's actually going to change? And I said, rinse and repeat. The fans will turn. They'll stop singing that song. They'll turn. And then what will happen is they'll make a decision. And if you follow the Ineos trajectory at other clubs, they'll make that swift. They'll throw people under the bus before they throw themselves under the bus. They always have the self-preservation. Billionaires always have that. Those self-preservation cards are right next to them. They have that right already prepped. So for me, I'm just like, why are you delaying the inevitable? So when he said he was going to walk away, he's offered his resignation there and then after the final. The club didn't take it. He went to a meeting. He flew when they came back, he flew to Monaco, met with that dickhead Jim Glazer, and they said to him, no, you got to stay. So he's come back, and now he then told the players on a Saturday, yeah, I'm here, we're going to prepare for the season. So to me, it looks like a man is the hostage. The videos I've been making is saying, you know what? Walk away from this shit. This ain't your fight. Walk the fuck away from this. But he's going to learn the hard way. So we'll see.
Yeah. Aaron, what are you saying, bro? Yeah. Welcome to the...
Can I just say something quickly, though? Can I just say something?
Go on, Marcel.
And sorry, Aaron, forgive me. Where is the information on this? Nuruddin, you're saying there categorically that he's asked to resign. He's never said this. And then impresses to my knowledge, Saeed and Nuruddin and everyone else, he said, no, I've never said I'm going to quit. Like, he's doubled down on that notion. So for me, anyone saying anything about this man wanting to quit, insinuating any kind of understanding of quitting from this manager is completely incorrect. But okay, I don't know if you want to respond to that, or I would like.
I'll respond. Listen, I'll respond quickly. Right, I have never seen a manager ever in a press conference talk about his future and say, especially after a final, and go, if the man, his words, this is his literal words, Marcel. But if you want to play see no evil, hear no evil, blind, deaf, and deaf, then you can do that. He literally said, the board, I can walk away without a compensation. He said, if the board wants me to walk, if that's not offering your resignation, I don't know what the fuck is, Marcel.
Your structure, very quickly, see what you just said, his comments. See what Marcel quoted. Marcel, he was responding to what he said. That's what you've missed, Marcel. So what Structure said there, he said that gave alarm bells. And because he's emotional, he's had to come into the next press conference and clean up what he said before.
Yeah.
That's what you're missing, Marcel.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand what's going on there, that's a good phrase. Hear no, see no. Clearly. Let Aaron go in it, because that's not a hard one. Only Marcel will disagree. So just let Aaron go.
Aaron, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying, man? How are you feeling, obviously, today? And just, man. What are you telling me?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Can everyone hear me, yeah?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Cool. Good to see everyone, man. It's been a minute. But I was actually surprised that you put in the group chat earlier whoever I was watching or anyone was watching the game, because I wasn't going to watch that. Listen, it was just going to be a waste of time, and rightfully so, innit? Because in the end, I saw that we lost. But listen, on the manager, I think I've said everything I had to say. I fully backed him when he came in, but towards, I would say on the run to the Europa League final, I kept seeing the same things over and over again, and I started to doubt the guy a little bit. So now that obviously he's staying and the club have made it clear that he's going to be in charge next season, it's up to him now. He's got no leg to stand on. He's going to be backed fully the same way I was doubting Ten Hag a little bit, but he got backed with over 200 million. He was able to bring in his guys, whatever. This is going to be the same scenario. He's going to be able to bring not his guys, but the guys that he wants to play his style of football. So there'll be no excuse. I fully expect to start the season firing on all fronts. Like, we need to start that first game. I'm not saying smash someone, but you remember when Mourinho was in charge and we had that start of the season where we beat everyone 4-0? I'm expecting that type of start. That's what I'm expecting. You can have dips throughout the season, but at least give us something that we can look at the start of the season and go, you know what? Okay, fair play. Because I'll tell you what, we start the season with a loss or a draw. You know how this fan base is. So all hell's going to break loose if we don't win. So that's my take on the manager. On the players, actually, one thing I am glad about that this manager's doing, I think he's the first one to come in and actually rip up the whole thing and just go, yeah, you're going, I don't like you, out, I don't like you. He's the first one to actually come in and go, I don't want these players. Because for far too long, managers have been coming in and gone, nah, you know what? I can get a tune out of Rashford. I can get a tune out of this guy. I can get a tune out of this guy, when it's been blatantly clear that none of these guys have the quality to be staying and playing at this football club. So that's one thing I am going to give him as a credit. He's come in and said, you out. And thankfully, we're going to see at least, 6-7 departures? We ain't seen that in a long time at Man United. So,
to be fair, I think that is also forced because of the financial situation of the club as well. So I think it's timing as well. Yeah. It is Ruben for sure, but it's also timing. We need the money and we need to get the wage bill down, and we don't have Europe. So it's the perfect time to cull the squad. Like, I think that everything is just marrying in perfectly. And I think that he's going to be the guy to get rid of a lot of these guys, but he might not be the guy that benefits from it. He might be the next guy.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. If he's not going to be the guy to benefit from it, that's cool. I'm absolutely fine. But at least he's made that first step to get rid of loads of them, even though we know some of them are leaving already because of end of contract situations and whatnot. That's fine. If he's not the guy, then he's not the guy. It is what it is. I'm not attached to managers like that. If he's not the guy, he'll leave and we'll bring someone else in. It's the business. It's the nature of the business. You can't get attached to managers like that, because if you do, you get a fan base like Arsenal, and when a legend like Thierry Henry talks, they start saying Thierry Henry's a hater. We don't want to be at that stage where we got a manager in, and then you got other people giving their opinion, and then people just hound in on that person. We don't want to be that type of fan base. So if the guy ends up leaving because he's not good enough, it is what it is. Business is business.
I just want to quickly correct what I said before. Just quick sentence. I said I don't get attached to managers. If you play good football, I'll fucking get attached to you. I'll fucking go and I'll wash your car for you. No fucking problem. That's the only thing I'm getting attached to is good football. But that's why I want to correct.
Yeah, man. Danny, how you doing, bro? You good, bro?
Oh, fam.
Danny's got a job site. You've not heard. Danny's doing idiots prop on the heads, bro. There's some idiots propaganda, bro. Tell me dreams about him.
No, what in Buemo?
No, Danny, how are you getting paid, bro? How are you getting paid?
No.
If he wasn't Buemo, that's not Idiot's prop, though. Is that what you said?
Idiot's prop, bro. I ain't doing Idiot's prop. I'm in hibernation, bro. This season, I didn't watch that game today. When I see people, I don't even care. Like, we went out, you saw the players, bro. Like, people get onto Garnacho, but look at all of them. Yeah, this is what Woodward would do to people. Pimp players out, end the shit season, go to a different country, make some money, play a game. If this was Woodward, certain people would be criticizing that game today happening. Because it's Ineos, certain people are silent. Certain platforms, certain agitators, not going to name no names, but you know who these top reds are, quiet because it's Ineos. These people got no backbone. Hypocrites. But on this manager side, I mean, Structure asked the question, what's going to change? Do you know what it is, structure? So you see with this football, right? In that game against Villa, when a team don't press and a team that's passive, you can see the extent of the patterns of play that are going to come with this formation, his instructions. It's not much. The ball will go to the wing back, the 10 will make a run in behind, or the 10 will come short, look to dribble, carry the ball, play some 1-2s, and that is it. If that's what you guys are banking on, taking Man United forward as a style of football, good luck to you. I saw way more ideas from a manager I wanted sacked, who got to multiple finals in Ten Hag. So I don't see how people can back this coach. I don't get it. It doesn't make no sense to me. There's not much here, Saeed. He's not getting a new defender. He's not getting no new centre-backs. He's looking for an athlete in midfield. So you're not playing no football through midfield, are you? If you get an Edison from Atalanta, you're not trying to play football. You're not trying to play through the middle technical. You're not doing that. If you go get an athlete, you're not getting no new centre-backs. And the way you want to play football starts with the base of your team. Do you know what I'm saying to you? If you want to rely on profiles for a style. So I don't know what Man United fans are backing that have faith in this coach or what you're expecting. I'm not expecting anything, bro. I'm not expecting anything. I want Cunha for individual brilliance. That's a funny thing, isn't it? So we need to get back to Aaron as well. Last time I was on the stream with Aaron, individual brilliance.
Individual brilliance, yes, now. That's what I'm on now. Listen.
Yeah, I want Buemo.
We've been caught. We're not qualified. Also told me I'm not qualified. So
like Musa said, we're not qualified. We're not qualified.
I wanted Buemo for individual brilliance.
Yeah.
I was saying we should be doing the groundwork and then Buemo because the lap is going to Chelsea. I saw that coming a mile away. If any of
you reckon
Chelsea getting to the lap from a mile away?
Let go Chelsea, man.
You reckon the lap will go Chelsea?
I think he's going to go. That's what it sounds like. Chelsea are ahead for the lap, but don't really surprise Chelsea. When Man United and Chelsea go for the same player, the player goes to Chelsea. It's been happening since 2002, since Peter Kenyon left. Yeah,
that's
Chelsea,
facts.
That's not me doing Ineos, but that's me saying to Ineos, dude, you should have done the ground fan demo from time ago because it's obvious, and he might even go Newcastle. So, do you know what it is? Like, this is my problem here with like just the modern game where Man United are the passive fan base, the ones in the stadium, the ones online. Like, there was a time where people understood. You see Harry Redknapp? Back in the day, it was just well known. If you got Harry Redknapp as your manager, you're playing attacking football. Didn't matter what players you had. Didn't matter what the profiles were. It wasn't a tactical game. His own players would tell you he's not about tactics. He just wants you to express yourself in attack. You hired him, you got attacking football. Where has this thing come from where every manager has to get 4, 5, 6 players to show you something as a coach?
I know, man. I know.
Why do fans believe in this? I don't understand it. Where's this come from? Anyone on the panel can answer. Where's this come from?
I'll answer it.
Why are people married to this idea a manager must have 5 or 6 players to show you coaching? I think
it's because
Pep Guardiola, my friend. Pep has said specifically. Obviously, he'll get the time in the training ground, but he needs specific type of players, especially at Man City, and obviously what he came and brought through La Masia and then in that team was already great. What Rijkaard was doing. But Pep has started this thing. Then the modern coaches have said, we need specific type of players to be able to play. We play a system. The players have to fit into that system and we need a specific attributes. That's what they've said.
Well, here's the thing though. Even if that's true, they're actually misrepresenting Pep Guardiola. Because Pep hasn't said this. Has Pep said this?
I've seen Pep. I've seen interviews.
Wait, hold on. Pep hasn't said this. Pep hasn't said this. Pep hasn't said this. May have not said it.
Before you go, Aaron, one, it's not even true. You look at the Bayern Munich team, he didn't get no signings really. He had to work with what he had, and he worked with it. If you go to Manchester City, was Pep Guardiola getting Kyle Walker to do what Cancelo was doing? No. Is that the first time you've seen a manager have a quick right back, full back, playing a back three when he have the football so he can cover space? That's a basic tactical adjustment. He used Kyle Walker in a way that made sense for Kyle Walker. You know how many? But Aaron, you'll know this. How many managers done that with Alaba at Bayern Munich? Because he can play left back and centre back, just having part of the back three to cover space. Like this whole thing is a myth. It's a.
But to be fair, when he went to Bayern. When he went to Bayern, and I think everyone here knows that the Bayern hierarchy, they're very shrewd people. Like, you can't just go in there and do what you want. And I think they made it clear that before he even signed for them, was because he signed early in January before that season even ended. Oli Hoeneß made it clear to him, listen, you're coming here, you're going to play your football, but we're going to give you the players, and we've got the players for you to be playing that type of football. And I think when he came in, there was a bit of friction because Mario Gomez was there. Oli Hoeneß was a big fan of him, but Pep was like, I don't need this guy. Get him out of it. I need Mandzukic. He brought in Mandzukic, and then he threw him out as well because he didn't want him. So, in fairness, when he went to Bayern Munich, the players that were there, bro, he walked into a treble-winning team, bro. So he didn't need to bring in new players.
I'm not talking about results. I'm not talking about results. I'm not talking about
results. But what
I'm talking about, hold on, because Marcel's getting giddy excited. I'm speaking about being told you have to recruit specific profiles.
Yeah, to play specific football, which you don't.
Specific style of football.
Pep no, and I agree. He didn't. Yeah. You don't need to.
Not have
because
those
Pep
profiles.
didn't need to recruit.
And if my memory is correct, the only midfielder, obviously Thiago. I think Thiago was there. It might be a different time.
Yeah, it was Thiago. Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure, from my memory, didn't Javi Martinez get injured for a whole season?
He did. So he had to like find a new system to. And I think he played Thiago in the 6, and then he moved. No. He moved Lam into midfield as a 6, and then he moved
Lam played in midfield.
So the Lam idea. This is what I was getting to. Where did it come from? It came from an injury crisis. The manager had to come up with an idea. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a privilege to do it with Lam. Of course it is. The point that I'm making is people like at that job, Aaron, if you look at the Barcelona team and you look at that Bayern team, it's not like for like, bro. Wingers, yes.
Different profiles.
But midfield profiles, not the same. It's not the same midfield profiles at all. That's what I'm speaking to. So people say it comes from Pep, but Pep has a job where he obviously didn't win the champs. They won the titles there. Where it's pretty clear.
I do agree. I do agree.
Like for like profiles for Barcelona football and still an attractive way of playing.
I do agree with Nodin though with what you said in terms of like Pep's football is very detailed and very, very meticulous. I just watched Thierry Henry's thing on the overlap, and he was explaining how they would build out from the back and they would literally know what to do when a certain player has the ball. And he would say, for example, Abidal has the ball. He said, when Abidal had the ball, I knew I had to make a forward run so that Iniesta could come in and cover my space. Those kind of things, in my opinion, have ruined football in the sense that
it's too much.
Everything has to be detailed where you can't even think for yourself anymore. You have to execute that one movement and that one run that you have to make. If Henry, and he explained it, he said, one day I got giddy. I went to the other side. I tried to play with to get involved with the players on the right hand side. I got benched. So I think that's ruined football a little bit, where to the point where football can't think for themselves anymore, and they have to do what the coach says. And if you don't do what the coach says, you're the bad wolf. Like, I think that's ruined football.
But Aaron, if you
the point that I wanted to make, Danny, listen,
I've got the last point to this before you go, then you can tie it up here. The last point to this is Pep himself has noticed there's a lie going on. Everybody's not trying to copy me. He says these guys are going vertical. And if you look at the league, everybody's going with vertical football. And you know what's funny? This is my last point. Did you watch the Newcastle-Chelsea game, Aaron?
I did, yeah. I did.
That wasn't Eddie Howe getting the ball out wide and whipping balls in as we expect, pause. That was nothing but, they would do nothing but triangles on 1-2 on the edge of the box. In a back three. So he got a team that's been built for 4-3-3, man-for-man marking, pressing, get it out wide and cross. And somehow for a game, he's coaching them to do something different.
I know.
But that's Eddie Howe though. But Eddie Howe has that though.
You can coach.
Yes.
That's not what. Why am I seeing Bruno Guimaraes breaking into the box like he's Prime McTominay or that? Because he can coach. Obviously, he's a quality player. But that Eddie Howe, if you at Bournemouth, by the way, that's what he did most of the time. Aaron is what you saw against Chelsea. It weren't this high intensity.
Yeah, he played good football at Bournemouth, man.
At Bournemouth, he played. So he's a coach in this league that has shown you, bro, if I need to approach pretty patterns, I can. If I need to be pragmatic and athletic and go direct, I can. Versatile coach. Not just I can only do one thing one way. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
You're right.
The point I was going to quickly just make, right? I have heard Pep from his own mouth say, I need a certain level of quality of a player. And he said, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. Right? And that's the
I've heard from his mouth, he said he doesn't improve players.
No. He said quality. He said the level of quality of player, the more important, because my guy gives them homework in a laptop.
Yeah, he does,
Gives them homeworks on a laptop. Do you think these men just do training and then go home? He literally gives them laptops for them to study. And then before the game comes, right, on a Saturday they're playing the game. On a Friday, he tests them to see if they got it. And then those of you who don't pass the test, they don't play.
Yeah, that's
I
I can't think of anything worse than being given homework.
I had one of my good friends who played.
One second, Aaron. I get what you're saying, Structure, yeah. And Marcel again piping up. Like, just talk, bro. Like, Raheem Sterling didn't improve. Like, why are you quoting stuff like that? Like, we don't know players that have improved under Pep. The bigger point is,
to be fair, I'm going to back Marcel though.
What are you talking about? I'm piping up. I'm saying that's a statement.
But there's things that you take as tongue in cheek because he wants to credit his players. We know Raheem Sterling improved under Pep. That's why it's a stupid quote. The point I was going to make is look at Fernandinho. Look at Fernandinho and look at Rodri. They're not the same profile. Did that stop him playing his football, Aaron? No. Before you knew who KDB was, is KDB a Pep player before we knew he was a Pep player? No.
Absolutely not.
That is the point we're getting to, not silly quotes about I didn't improve players. We're looking at the evidence. Look at the evidence. Look at the profiles he worked with.
He's actually too upset.
Pep just likes to be humble. Don't listen to Pep.
He changes them completely.
Don't listen to Pep. Pep will tell you that Man United's got a flipping a world-class 11.
Yeah, you're like, I can't lie. Don't listen to Pep.
He loves doing that. He loves doing that.
He's not said that.
He's a villain.
Yes. Have you seen
Yes, bro. Have you not seen him?
It don't matter.
Every time he plays City, he bigs us up.
You've got to know
he's not said that we've got a world-class 11.
He does.
He said Rashford's world class. He says Bruno was world class when we was playing. He spoke about I think Martinez
was
spoke about their players.
Yeah. He's a villain.
So what you're talking about is the sheep. He told the sheep, I have never seen a goalkeeper like Onana. Yeah, I mean, this guy is unbelievable. And the dickheads all running to me when I was doing the show, telling me, Pep said Sanchez was world class. Pep said Harry Maguire is one of the best centre-halves England ever produced. Pep said Onana is the best goalkeeper that he's ever seen.
We all know Pep loves to do that. We all know Pep is respectfully Pep's a liar, innit?
He's a con man, bruv. Man know what Pep is already, bruv. Man can't listen to that.
Exactly. He done the same thing with Samuel Eto'o, and then the next year he shipped him off to Inter Milan. Like, we know what's going on, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We know how Pep works, man. He loves it.
The last point is he had one team with flying wingers, and then he went to the most boring style I've seen for Pep with Grealish and Bernardo Silva just coming inside, drawing people.
That's where I think he fell off, to be honest.
Yeah, but Pep is adaptable, though. He always has been, though.
But that's the point I'm making. Right?
Four centre-halves, yeah. Four centre-halves.
That's the point I'm making. People say this comes from Pep, but look at the evidence.
No, but it doesn't. Exactly, but it doesn't. And I was saying the same thing about Amorim here. Like, the fact that he's showing a reluctance here to change here is not a good thing, bro. Because Pep changes things. Now Pep's being linked with Aït-Nouri and Kerkez. He's probably going to go back to flying fullbacks now because he's bored of the centre-back thing. Like, Pep, every season he evolves and he does something different. We saw John Stones in midfield. Like, we've seen bare things, bro.
That was a mad thing.
He's been in the league. We've seen Pep play a different system pretty much every season. Pretty much every season. And next season, he'll be doing something else, innit? So it's one of them things where the fact that my man's saying, I'm only going to play one way, like, that's not to be lauded, bro. I don't know why people think that's a good thing. Like, that's crazy. Like, because imagine being that stubborn, and losing every week and thinking, you know what, I'm just going to keep losing to prove a point. That makes no sense.
Yeah, because we'll definitely have games.
Ralph Rangnick has done damage to this fan base's mentality, Aaron, whether you realize it or not. It's because.
But what do you mean?
Now, he's a part of this idea. You play one style of football and you recruit specific players for that style.
Now, to be fair, Ralph played about 4 formations when he was the manager.
Yeah, he tried different things, though. He did try different things.
Bought into what he has said. This is the thing. This is why they believe this.
Danny, it's not easy just to blame him.
Because remember when he played that.
That's the RB Leipzig model. That's the Leipzig model. Leipzig model. They have one way of playing, and then they get players to fit in that mode. Now, in the Premier League, back in the day, like, there's all these quotes out there, innit? And Manchester United, the best football Manchester United played was winning football. That was their winning football. Was win with counter-attack today. You know what? Press the shit out of teams today. Leave Vidic and Verden and the back by themselves. Everybody up front. that leave Sam by himself. Everybody. So what I'm saying to you,
he played his part, bro. He played his
part.
No,
he didn't. No, because that was already in the Premier League. I'm sorry, but that was already in the Premier League. If you're gonna go and blame, let me say this: if you're gonna blame, you're gonna ignore Jurgen Klopp. You're gonna completely ignore Jurgen Klopp.
No, we can
Jurgen
get to
Klopp
Klopp
was
afterwards.
out of the system, bring it in the system. When Jurgen Klopp changed it and tried to play different style of football, it didn't work. He was like, my football's heavy metal. And you know what? We talked about it, Danny. How long can heavy metal last before the players burn out? And everybody talked about the 7-year burn. So the managers who have a specific system, they have to have the quality players, and you have to have the recruitment, and you have to be at the right football club that goes along with your philosophy to be able to back you. The biggest thing what I don't see, and I'm telling fans, is that the football club don't give a fuck about any coach that comes to Manchester United, because wherever they believe, they just want to finish top 4, everybody gets paid, we're marketing Manchester United. So the big thing is, Amorim ain't going to be backed. We know this rebuild ain't coming. This same Sporting Lisbon, who are owned by their own fans, who have a board, who clear out what they want to clear out, bring in what they want to clear. Manchester United don't do that. And in the sense that some people were talking, saying, oh, he's going to clear out. Yo, clear out what? You got somebody like Luke Shaw, who's been here for 12 fucking years. Is Amorim talking about clearing them out? No, he's not. Nobody's talking about him clearing out.
I've heard Luke Shaw's not in the manager's plans. They might have made it clear that he won't go.
But structure, a lot of these things, Ranks is right. It's not just money. Ineos wanted to get rid of a lot of these contracts anyway.
Yeah, they did.
This is going to happen with the exception of a manager. Maybe I think Casemiro wants to stay. That's gone quiet.
I think Cass stays, man. He's got one more season. Just give him his money, bro.
He's got his contract. Yeah,
exactly. Just because it's only 1 year. If he had 3 years, then Ineos might be looking at it like Amorim, like start a fight with him type thing.
Yeah.
But 1 year left on his deal. He's clearly better than Ugarte. They're going to let that slide. But the rest of it would happen anyway. I'm not even like, and this is one thing though. Even if you want to give Amon credit for that, it don't really matter. We've went and got Dorgu and Maserati. None of these guys are better than what I saw from Shaw under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like, it's about what comes in. If the players that come in don't raise the level, and multiple of them, bro, we're not moving forward significantly. We're making sideways steps. The argument we've had in the group chat over the last week, Musa, with the McTominay thing. Like, McTominay as a match winner is more value. He's better. You're better having him than Ugarte. The Ugarte thing is pointless. It's just pointless. And don't get me wrong. I wanted McTominay to go. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I'm just saying the trade-off for McTominay to Ugarte makes no sense. And if we keep seeing stuff like that, it don't matter who the manager is actually. We're never going to move forward, bro.
It needs to be an upgrade.
We need better footballers coming in. And I can't like Luke Shaw leaving. I tweeted it. People got upset at me thinking I want Luke Shaw to stay. No, I can't cheer Luke Shaw leaving because I don't really have much faith in Dorgu. And the fact that they might leave that kid out to dry from what I've seen this morning. Or I don't think they're going to get enough. I don't think they're getting another left wing back. So you're going to leave this kid.
We have one already coming in.
So what's the point of Amorim talking me I'm not changing my plan about the system?
Oh no, we got that kid from
we got
Pedro Leon coming in.
Diego Leon or whatever his name.
Are you taking the piss?
I don't know who he is, bro. I don't know who he is.
No, but I'm just saying there is someone there. I'm not saying I've not seen him play. I don't know anything about him.
Either way, Luke Shaw is not a wing back, bruv. He can't.
It's not a wing back. It's not a wing back.
Luke Shaw's a centre back in the system, bro, and I'll rather play Aiden, bro.
Even if you're telling me it's Dorgu and Amas, I'm still not comfortable because that should be an Eight Nuri. That should be an Eight Nuri there.
Should be Eight Nuri, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. You're spot on.
No, you're right.
Luke Shaw don't look better than Aiden Heaven right now, bruv. Luke Shaw's cooked, bro. He needs to leave.
But breaking news to all Danny. Breaking news to you, bro. Man United they're in Poundland, bro. We're not at that shop anymore. We've not been. And you know what? Let me just say this. Let me just say this. Listen, let me just say this. Other than if it's Cunha, who has always wanted to play for Manchester United.
No, but the price tag.
Listen, that's is in Brazil, just on a street, chatting to his brethren, talking about Manchester United. The video's there. And people have said this a long time. He wanted to play for Manchester United because he thinks the name Manchester United means something. I beg you to tell me now, if any of you guys are agents or representative of any player, are they coming to Manchester United?
Yeah, but
No, you're
Nordin, this is where I disagree with you, because this club in the past few years, this club has shown us, first of all, they're lying to us, because every year I'm hearing we ain't got no money, and then we end up signing players. In 2021, we were told that we needed to sell players before we bought players, and all of a sudden, 500k a week was available to sign Ronaldo. They're lying to us. Like, we know this. Like, do you know what I mean? So when Musa's asking, how do you explain the Cunha thing? I was going to ask you the same thing. They said we ain't got no money, but all of a sudden we've got money to pay his release clause in installments. The money's there. Whether we see it or not, the money's there.
But don't forget the way the club is making the signings as well. They're obviously amortizing the deal over the years. So if we bought, for example, Harry Kane the same year we bought Rasmus, Harry would have cost us around 35 M's a year on the books, whereas Rasmus costs us 14 M's a year on the books.
That's not true. It's not true.
He wouldn't have cost same as Rasmus.
No, because he would have got £500,000 a week, and that's also in the book value as well. So it's both of that.
Yeah, he would have been the highest payer.
The difference with the Cunha deal.
Yes, so that's my point.
No,
exactly.
here's the difference.
Per year, let me finish. Per year,
Faz is not comparable.
Rasmus is cheaper than Harry Kane, isn't it? That's how you make the money available.
It's not comparable because the Cunha deal, because it's a release clause, you have to pay 20 million cash today. 20 million cash is enough for two transfers. For 80 million, you can put 10 mil down and pay the rest. I'm talking cash, not amortization. Transfer. You put 10 million down, then you pay the rest of the transfer fee over 4 to 5 years. Yeah. So Aaron's right. These men have been lying to people because to have 20 million cash to put down for one player, when that can fund 2 transfers usually in the normal transfer model. These people,
but a player like that comes up available in the market. You don't brush past it. And Man United are obviously going to sell players this summer anyways. Plus, the players combined that are leaving on a free make money available. So you can't sit there and say, oh, where did the money randomly come from? Because we were the highest spending club whilst being in Europa League in the history. No club has spent this much money whilst they've been in Europa League. I think Chelsea might have done that actually. They might have broken it after us, but we've always managed to figure out the money situation. It's the journalists that put all of this stuff out and people buy into it. Even this year, we're going to end up finding out money anyways. Like the Scott McTominay deal that happened brought us money. Remember how we did the Fred and buying their deal as well, the swap deal. We gave them 10, they charged us 10, and it balanced each other out. We'll figure out a way how we...
My boy Alvaro Fernandes is going to Madrid, even though...
and all of these players, a lot of the younger players that we've sold as well.
Sorry, just how much are we getting for that? The Fernandes deal?
It's up to 50%. I saw something the other day.
We had the right to bring him back. We did
15 million. At the most, we're going to get 15, 16 million, Aaron.
But we had the choice between him and Dorgu.
If it's 50 million, if it's 50 million,
it's all right.
If it's 50 million, it's about 50.
We had the choice to get him back, and we didn't choose to. We chose Dorgu.
No, that's Ten Hag.
He wouldn't have come back.
No, that was Ten Hag, bro.
Remember, he's from Madrid's academy. He knew he was going home, bro. So
but we still had the choice. If we wanted to bring him back, it's not like he had a choice in it. We had a buyback clause that we could activate if we wanted to, and the kid would have had to come back, whether he likes it or not. It was just
but there's no point paying 10-15 million to buy him back to send him to Madrid for 35. 40.
I mean, but hold on a minute. If he's actually got a position, at United. Come on, I get it. Like, Real Madrid's a pinnacle, bro, but he's still playing for Man United.
No, but his whole club.
Danny just said
Man United finished 15th, Saeed.
He wanted to go back to Spain. He wanted to go anyway. He always wanted to go back home.
I agree with you, but if we bring him back in January and he starts for Man United, it's Madrid know they're having a different conversation with United than they are with Benfica. They know the price tag's different. They start looking at other options.
But the player can still decide whether he wants to come back or not, and his preference is always going to be Spain.
To be fair, I'd read as much.
But don't we make more money from the sell-on clause?
He said he's not looking back. The quote from him was like, he's not looking back, he's looking forward.
Don't we make more money from the sell-on clause
Eric
anyway?
Ten Hag burned that bridge, man. Eric Ten Hag had that guy, wasn't it Amorim, whatever, it's the guy who's playing for Brentford.
Almiron.
Regulon,
yeah. So what are you saying, Mandem? What's the priority for you then, Mandem? Because I'm looking at, for me, 2 midfielders, 2 10s, striker, and possibly a wing back and a goalkeeper. I think for me, the midfielders and the 2 10s are so critical for me, man. Because that's almost like a box right there that you've got 2 midfielders.
Why do you want 2 10s?
What do you mean 2 10s? Why not?
Why do you want him Wemo or do you want a 10? Because Mbeumo's not a 10.
Mbeumo's going to play in that right 10.
Okay, you want players recruited in that position. You don't actually want a 10. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. No. I'm saying in them positions. So Mbeumo, Cunha, 2 midfielders, preferably for me, Adam Wharton. Then you could have an Edison alongside it. But if not, Adam Wharton with a player that's probably...
The Wharton deal is going to be difficult, though, because Palace are going to ask for a lot of money.
Make it not difficult.
He just won the FA Cup and he qualified for Europa League. They're going to make it difficult.
This Omar Barado, I don't know if you've seen what he's been talking. Yeah? If he's talking the way he's talking, yeah, then go and get these players, bro.
What did he say?
Bro, he's been talking about something. There's a plan. We're gonna make things happen. You know what I mean?
Like, he said
he said there's a plan based on the different scenarios. So the
scenario is for me that United is going to get competent midfield.
The scenario
that is the scenario, Saeed. I agree.
Scenario where we
I don't know what scenario is. No, but the scenario is that the midfield needs surgery and it needs competent midfielders, bro. That's my scenario. I don't know what your scenario is.
Yeah, well, my scenario is the expensive transfers and signings like Wharton are going to be difficult to do because obviously there's a different scenario when you win the Europa League.
Doesn't play for an Amorim system, no matter how much you guys want Wharton.
Sorry, Musa, hold on a second. There's different money that you collect when you win the Europa League and then when you don't. So I feel like I can agree with the budget that's available to get someone like Wharton and maybe 2 other top players, or I think you mentioned 6 players there, Saeed, to bring in 6 players and then you're spending, I don't know, if upwards of maybe 20 million this year and in increments of 20 for over 5 years or whatever it's going to be. I don't know, or however Crystal Palace want it, they're going to make it difficult. I feel like that's a difficult scenario to negotiate. Is what I'm saying.
It's not about European football, bro. It's about sales. It's if you can sell Rashford and Garnacho, what that allows you to do in FFP is absolutely insane. It's really about that. It's not about European football.
And Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes.
Hey, this Bruno thing.
From what they want to keep him. Anyway, so here's the thing, Saeed, yeah? Bro, like you might want to back Ineos. They gave Bruno a new contract and happy they did, bro. So you want to keep backing Ineos, keep backing them, innit? Aaron wants to say they're getting rid of players, but they're keeping Bruno of all people, Aaron. But they're getting rid of players and they keep him.
Exactly, Danny. Thank you. Exactly. Somebody had to say it.
It's funny.
You know what? I know the funniest thing. Supposedly, allegedly, for 100 million, 30. It's going to be 31 in September for 100 million, and they're saying no. And he's saying no to apparently to 700,000 a week.
Apparently, it's more than that. Apparently, it's like 1.5 per week.
Bro. You should take.
Yeah, 1.2. I think it is a week. But I don't know, 100 million.
By the way,
worth more than 100 million, guys. Like I've said to you guys before,
by the way,
Marcel,
by the way, you might have missed it because everybody was in their emotional feelings after that final. Bruno said exactly the same thing as the manager. Bruno said, if the people ball and the fans want to keep me, I want to stay at the football club. If the football club can get money from me and it'd be better for the football club, then I'll leave. Yes, he did say that.
You know what? When he said that, by the way, the first thing I said...
I'm not disputing that, especially with Aaron. Sorry, Aaron, let me just respond to that. So I'm not disputing that, Nuruddin. Like, so if you go into the 6 minutes of the post-match, if you go up to 6 minutes, everybody, post-match against Spurs in the final, he says it there. He doesn't hand in his resignation. Both Danny and Nuruddin for me are wrong, but please, everybody do it now. Go to the video, 6 minutes in, and you'll see that bit. But then on Bruno Fernandes, Nuruddin, yeah, just like
still crying. You can't skip over that, bro. I'm not going to skip over that. I'm not going to let you skip over that.
If there is no vision of the football, if there's no vision of the football, and if
you could just keep talking, I'll just keep talking. You're not going to skip over that.
We need to replenish certain things in the football club.
You're not going to skip over that.
But I'm not just. I don't think that's a bad thing for him to say that. By the way, Nuruddin, I really don't think that's a bad thing at all.
We're not skipping over that. I just think
it's worth more than that. So it's about how the club see things as well. If the club think that.
We're not skipping over that. One second, Aaron,
because they have to wait and delay it.
I'm just going to respond to you see that comment that Bruno made. The reason why I didn't like it was because he made that same comment at the end of last season. The club got scared and gave him a new contract. So that was a calculated tactic for the club then to come out and say, probably to come out and say, we want to keep him. He's not going nowhere, which works because Amorim came out and said he's integral. We want him to be part of the rebuild, this, that, and the other. That was a clear tactic. He done the same thing last season. Remember, If the club wanted to get rid
got
of
a new
me,
contract.
and got a new contract, so that was a tactic. He knows what works. So I
But
personally,
at the same time,
for
though,
that
Aaron,
reason, I didn't like it.
It's up to the football club to call your bluff, because it's like, you guys want to do PR and put my name on a chopping block. Okay, cool, back it up. You didn't back it up, new contract. Oh, we're hearing stuff again. Cool. Offers from Saudis there. Back up your talk. You want to get rid of certain man. Am I one of those, man? I dare you. Say it. You don't want to say it. Cool, I'm chilling. I'm staying.
I think the club is scared of to get rid of him. I think the club is scared.
They're scared because they know internally with what they see. This is where you man that hate on Bruno, trust me, we'd be relegated this season. Looking at their recruitment, they would have got the worst player.
You're not going to slide with that as well.
Listen, I got a response to that, Danny. I got a response to that. I got a response to that. I got one sentence. I got one sentence for that. I got one sentence.
I'm not letting you out of anyone gaslight me.
Hold on first. I got one sentence for that. People that say that we'd be relegated without Bruno. Guess what? If the season was 5 games longer, we'd be relegated with him.
Maybe that's true. That could be true, but it's not.
So that doesn't make any difference.
Yo, Danny, your boy stopped me from having my fucking dream. Your boy, that's why I want him out. Take me to the championship where I can see live football all across the Northwest. Take me to the championship. Your boy stopping me. But the biggest thing is this: in the history of Manchester United, he will go down as the captain that took Manchester United to 15th. Fact.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
That's true. That's true. I don't know what that means, but whatever.
That's
No, you need to be held accountable, Danny, because you pick and choose.
I think I was 2 years old. Was Brian Robson the captain when we finished 11th after finishing second with Fergie? I think he was, and he's a Man United.
Yeah, he was.
That's neither here or there. And he was a Man United legend. He was a Man United legend.
You know what I said?
He was
What's
a
the
Man
difference
United
between
legend.
15 and 12? You're the Maxine.
He was a Man United legend. He was a Man United legend before we got the title.
You know what? Bruno gave me 3 high fives, bro. 3 high fives.
Brian Robson was a legend before.
Brian Robson was the alcoholic.
Before. And
Ryan
Ryan Giggs banged his brother's missus. So what?
Brian Robson outside Yeezy. I had to pick him up and get him in a taxi. Waffling about.
Brian Robson, man. Yo, Brian Robson, man. Let's not slander the legends.
Brian Robson is catching strays.
Crazy. Yo, Brian Robson.
Wallahi, I picked him up outside Yates's and I put him in a taxi.
Most of these guys are.
That's the fact. He knows what I did.
Yes.
Brian, we love you. Yeah, we don't think you're alcoholic.
You think I'm chatting shit? You think I can go to court with him? I can go to court with him. I'm not elected. This is the facts. I can go to court because that's what I did. I literally recognized him on the floor, mangled up, curled up. Because he's a legend. Because he's a legend, man. My first trophy was a Cup Winners' Cup trophy. My first trophy. He lifted that trophy. I picked him off the ground.
Anyways, listen.
You know those stories about people reporting to Fergie?
Anyways, listen, Danny.
No.
I didn't report it. I never reported it.
Hold on. What you cannot do, Danny, is you cannot pick and choose. What you cannot do is you cannot pick and choose the same words as the top Reds and shit on them as well, especially match-winning fans. No, I'm not crying. I'm gonna stick it on you because what you do is first thing in the show, you told the guy who you spent money to go watch United. That's on you. You pick and choose your words like the top Reds, and you said, "Oh, where would we be? Where would we be?" You sound like a Caucasian guy who's on 5 pints, who's just had 5 pints, and then they say that outside.
Brian Robson, that's why I called Brian Robson. You know Brian Robson.
Let me
because you didn't say that when McTominay was our top scorer at one point, when Casemiro was our top scorer at one point, when Ronaldo outscored Kane in the Premier League. Remember that season? No questions were asked.
17 goals. I don't think.
It's still listen. Don't do that because let's count the goals Bruno scored against 2 as well.
No, but Ronaldo scored 17 goals.
Funnily enough, yeah. Your what's that website that you use for stats and that? What's it called, Mandem?
I don't use it for stats.
Scout. Funnily enough, you don't be checking what goals and assists Bruno getting on Y Scout against which teams. But where would we be?
Yeah, because okay, so here's the problem. He's been there for 6 years. I can pick from any data set I want. So this argument that Bruno, you want to say which teams? Bruno has performed well against big teams this season. You man just I don't even care to talk about. I want to get
He didn't perform in the biggest one.
I'm wrong, Faz. You're right, bro.
No, it's not that. No, and you're not gonna
it's not that deep, bro.
As well.
It's not
you're
that
not gonna
deep,
try and slime your way out of this one because you can't be slimy. You're not gonna do that.
You want to keep going about Bruno Fernandes?
He didn't turn up. You were frustrated. You don't care anyways because you barely watch Man United nowadays, anyways, because you said that you don't care. And in the biggest game of the season, he didn't turn up. He's played with some of the maddest combinations you can think of. He's been here so long, and some of the maddest combinations, and yet still, funnily enough, we not unqualified people are still fighting over the fact that do we want to keep him or not. And it's got to the point now where you're not. No, I'm not fighting. I'm correcting. And it's got to the point where you now have stopped defending him. You don't defend Bruno. You've got to the point where you say, oh, Ineos want to keep him. You guys who support Ineos, they want to keep him. They gave him the contract. You know, you don't even want to defend him or anything at this point. You just wash your hands. And when you get corrected, you say, oh, you won, I lost. Don't do that.
What did you correct me on? I just wanted to move on. You didn't correct me on anything. You just waffled.
No, you wanted to move on because you didn't want it to get checked on the Bruno comment.
Can I respond now? Okay, let's be petty and I'll respond. Let me know when you're done.
You was here, yeah.
Let me know when you're done.
When we were saying that sell Bruno Fernandes last season or January or whatever, or when we stick it on Bruno, you don't like it. You never liked it, to be fair, because you're a big Bruno fan, which is fair. But now the tone is different. The tone is Ineos gave him a contract. We don't want to sell him. Oh, maybe Aaron is right. They're scared. Go on then, sell it to Saudi. Why are you not backing your boy saying, okay, then Bruno? Why are big clubs not coming for Bruno then? You know, Saudi, fair enough, whatever. Saudi comes for every big name in the world. Why are big clubs not coming for Bruno Fernandes when Man United are done and dusted? Why not? Modric just walked off, no?
It's crazy.
What's Modric got to do with this?
No, I'm saying there's availability in the world for Bruno. There's
he's been linked to. But here's the thing: I'm not going to pick and choose because he's been linked to Madrid. But because you hate Bruno, you don't care about the link.
Listen, I hate.
I don't see why you would bring it up.
Bro,
it's my turn to respond, bro. It's my turn to respond. So I do think, looking at Ineos's recruitment, if they're bringing me Ugarte, I could imagine what they would have brought me last summer when Ashworth was here. If we got rid of Bruno Fernandes, I think there's a good chance we get relegated. I think that period where he's winning football matches by himself, that's the period where we might get relegated. To be fair, it's hyperbole. I don't actually believe it, but you've got sensitive by it, so I'll stand in it. It's no problem for me, bro. I've got to a point where I want Kobbie to leave as well. That's how much I don't care. This football club is ruining players, drag players down. There's no point. Bruno, how much was it? $1 million a week? Leave. That's why I'm not defending him. $1 million a week. You've done all you can do. You won a League Cup, a FA Cup, got to two Europa League finals, lost. You need a team to win these trophies. Yeah? Yep. You need a team. You guys want to make it about Bruno Fernandes alone. Bruno's why we ain't won the Premier League. No, we ain't won the Premier League because we never had a world-class team. But you guys want to scapegoat one player. You guys can be fools. You can be stupid. You can be hateful. You can stick the knife in and twist it and blame Bruno for all of Man United's problems. Smart people know it's not true. That's why I don't care anymore. Look where we are. We're 15th. Why am I doing Bruno defensively? Man United It's kind of
a shame,
bro.
You know.
Let him go.
Very fair.
Let him go. Let him go. And you know what it is, Faz? I'm pretty sure, looking at Ineos, overall, they're not going to bring better football players in. And that's always my larger point. You are part of the group of people, Faz, who chair players leaving. This guy's gone. It means change. This guy's leaving. It don't mean no change, bro. It don't mean no change. I've seen Lukaku leave. I've seen Pogba leave. I've seen Matic leave. I remember when Phil Jones was a scapegoat. I remember when Fellaini was a scapegoat. Do you remember that? Look where we are now. None of this shit matters, bro.
Not qualified, man.
If you do not get 10, 11 players that are top players, more importantly with a top manager, Man United ain't going nowhere. That's why the Bruno thing is just silly. But you want to indulge in it, so I've indulged in it, man. Let me get to Marcel.
Get used to 15 people.
Let me get to Marcel. Structure was quoting the media, who after the fact said that he offered his resignation after the Europa League final. But if you look at his quotes, it's believable. We never said he wants to resign. We Structure quoted him perfectly. If they want to fire me, if they want to do this, that's quitter talk. Then in the next press conference, Marcel, he's addressed his own comments. Why is he going into a press conference saying, no, I'm not giving up? It's because he indicated to everybody in the room, because all the journalists said the same thing. This guy's talking like he wants to quit. We're not making it up. The journalists who were there said so. And then he had to address it in the next press conference. That's all we're saying. So when the media comes out and said, actually, he did offer his resignation, it's believable based off what he said. I don't know.
But in the same statement, like I said, go and check it after the 6 minutes, Danny. He says that he actually doesn't want to leave and that he's going to stay and continue to fight and that he's confident in his thing. So even that whole thing about the next press conference, that's all nonsense in that. And then when you go and then look back, everybody just go look back at the beginning of the conversation today. Nurden clearly states that he handed in his resignation or to that effect. Very much so to the media,
he's quoting the media.
So again, so again, you're just very wrong.
No, the media said that.
Just go look at what you need to do, Danny, is go look at it from 6 minutes onwards, maybe a little bit more less behind than that.
Tell what you
see it clearly. He said if the management and the club feel as though I need to go and I am done, I will hand in my I will leave with no compensation. But I believe in myself. I'm confident I will not leave in the football club. That's the same. There's no the next day. That whole next day narrative is just nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
can I just say no, because I got a response. I got a response. I beg you. Right. Rants, Vaz, Rhino, Danny, Saeed, myself. If I am not, why the hell am I going to go to the specifics? If I'm not thinking about quitting, why the hell am I going to say I don't want any compensation? Why? So, please explain to me what managers have ever wanted to leave
it there. Yeah, facts. He didn't need to go that far. He could have just said, "Yo, if they don't think I should be here, then I'll leave."
Quickly rants. So it's all about the questioning, Nuruddin. Listen to it before you shake your head and go.
They didn't ask him a question. He volunteered that information. They didn't say, Ruben,
hold on a second, I can't hear you because I'm trying to articulate my thing quickly, and then you can add your piece.
No, but there was no questioning, bro.
Hold on, quickly, just 2 seconds. So on that point, Nuruddin, it's about the questioning of the journalist. The journal says something about, like, aren't you like really annoyed that you finished this place and you haven't got no? Isn't this a failure? This, that, and he says, no, I understand. I can't. He says something to the effects of, I can't really show anything for what's happened right now to these fans. There's nothing that I can say to them right now in the feeling of this loss to give them positivity. And on top of that, what I'll add on top of that is that if the fans and the club,
but they didn't ask him that though.
On our rants, 2 seconds, bro. If the fans and the fans and the club, if the fans and the club, if the fans and the club want me to go and that's how they feel, I will go and I'll walk and I will.
But they didn't ask him that though.
Pardon?
They didn't ask him that though. He volunteered that, bro. So that means that's gone through his head, bro. This is the point that Nuruddin's making. You don't just volunteer information like that. No one asked you. You said it depends on the line of questioning. I'm telling you, they didn't ask him that question. He volunteered that information, which means he was thinking about it.
It doesn't mean that he's thinking about.
It does. It does.
No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
If you're not thinking about something, how does it come out your fucking mouth, bro? That doesn't make sense.
Again, no. You haven't let me finish. It doesn't mean that he's thinking about leaving specifically. He's thinking about the honesty of the situation. That if this scenario happens, this is the decision I'll take. It doesn't mean that he's actually literally thinking I will leave and I want to leave and I'm insinuating or handing in my resignation. He's just looking at the realities of life and saying, well, this is also a real pathway and consideration. And I'm articulating that with my words.
Marcel,
it's very simple, guys.
But Marcel, you said, look at
you lot interpreting what he said.
Marcel, okay, you responded, bro. You responded. Sorry. You said, look at the line of questioning. The line of questioning doesn't elicit that answer, bro.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
What do you mean that's my opinion?
No, but
literally, you're saying that because somebody's asked you something about, and it was a general kind of consensus question. If you look back at it, Danny, it's like about the football club and what's happening.
Hey, what are we doing here, Saeed? What are we doing here,
my question was
to myself.
Wait.
That's why you interrupted me, Nuruddin. That's why I was saying, I've got one more question. No.
No, Saeed, you might as well go and pull it up.
I'm asking questions.
Such a begging thing to conversate about.
Hey, bro, imagine someone said to Saeed, I don't I don't like how you managed this show today. Like too much shouting, and Saeed said, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna quit YouTube. If you want me to leave, I'll leave." What?
Yeah, that's a
What
good.
the
Yeah,
fuck's that
yeah.
got to do
Love that
with
analogy.
what man
Yeah,
said?
yeah,
Man just said, "Yo, Saeed, you're not controlling the show." Man said, "If you want me to leave, I'll leave. If you don't think, bruv, what?"
Yeah, to be
Is
fair,
man
it
all
happens
right?
every week, but Saeed doesn't say that.
Imagine Saeed said, "What? You want me to resign? Listen,
Fine, I'll quit the
another show.
quit.
Say no more." Like, what does that mean? That doesn't elicit that response, bro. Like,
Now, please, guys, let Marcel respond. Let Marcel respond. Now, Marcel, go on. What can you possibly say to that? Now,
it's not the same analogy because Saeed is not managed by.
Oh my god!
It's not managed by someone above him and an owner, and he doesn't have. I don't know why Mandem are laughing. It's just the reality. I'm just saying something.
It's our interpretation.
All of us guys that make
It's our opinion.
Back there and laugh, bro. What I've said to you is factual, bro. There's
I
no
didn't know
owner
yet.
to
It must
Saeed.
have been like an extra
And then
lesson
doesn't-
in school for English GCSE that I must have missed.
Of the opinion of others like that. Like he's not.
This
The
is
fans
mad,
cannot
G.
dictate what happens to.
Yo, Saeed,
like
Saeed.
But they do dictate
Saeed.
because if they don't watch our content, we don't get views, we don't make money.
No, we're not moving on, bro.
No,
'Cause you know
but
what's funny,
but he can still
Saeed,
do it.
this
for
guy,
himself.
this guy made out
do it.
like
What are you talking about?
this guy. This is where Marcel was just doing. I've never seen mental gymnastics like this.
Hey,
Marcel
Marcel
took
is sick. I
He's
swear
sick,
down,
bro. He's sick in the head.
He's
He
cold.
took it upon
You're
himself.
cold. You're cold. You're cold.
Yo, Rhino, 1 second. Saeed, this guy, yeah, took it upon himself, tried to make an argument that the question would open our eyes as to why they gave the answer. Then he proceeds to give the question, realizes it has no connection to the answer, and now has a new argument as to why we got the answer for the question. We just seen this unfold. It's weird, bro. I don't know what's
And the
going
fact is, yeah, he set the tone by saying, "Oh, the line of questioning," and he like what?
And then the final question I want to ask you is
Marcel would get caught cheating, yeah, and he'd say, "Well, it was the circumstances, and it's your interpretation, it's your opinion."
Yeah. What's cheating? What does cheating mean? What do you mean by cheating? What is cheating?
Yeah, what does cheating mean? That's it.
They can get my son in 4K.
Don't let him answer that, bro.
Yo,
Don't let
that's
him answer
not the same
Cheating is
paper
cheating.
wall. That's not the same paper wall. I don't live in that gap. My son, I love you. I swear, when you run for parliament, you've got my vote. When you run for parliament, you got my vote. When you go and defend the people, I just want you to be the defense, like a defense, lawyer, so that you safeguard our people in the courts. And you've got me.
Yeah, definitely. Solicitor settings, all them kind
Oh,
of things.
Just a final question for myself. If the money comes through 100 million, are you selling Bruno Fernandes? That's the last question on Bruno.
Wow,
Yes or
I
no?
think he's worth, like I've said to you before, and I'll be quick, but like I've said to you before, Said, I think he's worth 175 million. I think you've got to take 100. I would like to personally take 150 million for him. But with the circumstance of the football club, Saeed, it's very, very difficult to say no to that. So I think I would take it would be very harsh. I think it's hard. It would be very hard for me, Saeed, but I think I'd have to take it because it allows us to go to the
My son is
market.
undefeated. I swear to God, my son's undefeated.
I think we're gonna have
undefeated.
to. Yeah, we have to call it.
No, we're not calling that. We're not calling that.
Let me get.
We ain't going anywhere. We ain't going anywhere.
You know what's funny? No one's realized he said yes because of the way he went about it. Right.
Yeah. I know he did. I know he said yes, but he said 175 though, innit? Hey, are you starting in the negotiations at 175?
Yeah, so for me, I would have.
I need that video back, man.
At first, 100 million for me didn't even I wouldn't even have picked up the call. But as time goes on, I've obviously seen the Spurs game, the situation, of what happens within the club. I think you've got a kind of. I would have tried to play hard, but I can't believe the club. Nobody said anything. Like, they still got tabled, and it took how many days, Nuruddin, for them to actually take it? Like, for them to say anything. I know there was games going on and all this kind of thing, but I wanted the club to speak. So I think there should have been a back and forth, a regular dialogue about this. Obviously, we've got Bruno speaking in the way that he did, but they should have put him to the stand. All these little things. They could have had a little interview about all of this kind of thing. But ultimately, Nuruddin, and I said it to Danny before, but he tried to blasé it. I don't know why. Because he said it's more to do with the sales, which I've been saying for the longest as well. Outgoings is way more important than income. I've been saying that long before Danny mentioned that today in terms of it being, but Danny was trying to compare the importance between the selling the players and the money from Europe football. But I think they're, Nuruddin, very much just important. But because we've lost that money now, Nuruddin, it's imperative that we do make a big sale or certain sales. And then on top of that, we need to gut the club anyway. So 100 million, it's like you have to unfortunately take it. But when we was in the strongest position, Nuruddin, when it first came out, when the information first came out, Nuruddin, and we was in the strongest position, I don't think I'd have picked up the call to like if it was
reason. You're the biggest reason. The chat is killing me. I want to say 175 rupees. Yo, Saeed, you know what they should take
£1 million sterling. No, £1 million sterling. I should have made that clear.
You know there's a bigger reason that people are ignoring. Under Ruben Amorim, Bruno's future's in central midfield. That's another reason to sell.
That's alarming as well. Yeah,
that's alarming. That's alarming.
Like if I'm Ineos and I'm sticking with this manager, it's like Bruno Fernandes, who's best in the 10, had to play midfield for you this season because we fucked up with Ugarte, and his future's there. 100 mil. Thank you, Bruno, for your service. You've done all you can do. Thank you very much. But the fact that they want to keep him, and there's a bid for 100 mil there. See, this is where, because Spaz was trying to cook me or try and do this thing before, I can get out of my own way, bro. If you look at a football club and how it operates, you get 100 mil offer for Bruno. If you're a competent football club, you take that money.
Of course,
especially under all the other circumstances I've just laid out quickly, you take that money, bro. And obviously, a lot of men have gone now. But a lot of man here in January, I remember January, bro. A lot of man believed in Ineos. That's why I brought it up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I wouldn't say
talk to me right now. Talk to me right.
I keep it real. I keep it real. I believed that. No, I wouldn't use the word believed. I felt like I wanted to see Wagwan in it. Like, cool. Like summer, January, I'm not expecting too much. We got one player in summer. Let me see Wagwan. I did say that. But I have lost faith in them still, but I still want to see what they're going to do, though.
I'm supporting them, and I want that. I believe they'll have a good summer window. But I'm definitely supporting.
But Marcel, what do we do?
Are we best in class?
Marcel, did you rated the last window, right?
I don't think we're best in class. I think time will show that. And then what did you say, Danny? I don't think we're best in class. No, I don't think we're best in class. I think time will show that, Nuruddin. I think time will show that.
Best in class hype.
But I'm definitely supporting them, and I believe that when we look at the end of this window, it'll be a good window.
They tried to come with some elitist classes bullshit language. Best in class.
What's the term of the
nothing?
5 to 7 signings.
What's it? Fucking 15.
No, 1 second. 1 second, Saeed.
All you boolikers, hold that.
Yo, Marcel, if I'm not
You're
mistaken,
holding it as well, Nuruddin. You support this club as well.
Yo, Marcel, if I'm not mistaken,
wow.
You rated the previous
window. I'm not holding it. I'm laughing about it.
No, I didn't rate it. No.
I'm laughing about it.
I felt like it was I liked that it was a change of signings, but I didn't rate it as in like it was a top level. I think this window is going to be better than the last one, Danny, is what I'm saying.
Out of 10, what did you give the last summer?
I'll say like a 6. It was quite average, if I would say 6.
Yeah. And then, but you rate Dorgu as well, right?
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of potential. I really do like the player. Like
Let's
I said,
go for it.
You said you didn't rate him, but I said he's very versatile, and I think he's got a lot of potential. I remember that conversation.
Do you rate Xerxes?
I think he's good. I think he's adapting to the league. It's average. These are average level ratings that I'm going to give here. Nothing exceptional. Pardon?
Good signing?
Average, I said.
Dalot?
I do like this player. So I would say maybe an 8 there, and
an 8.
And hopefully he can become a captain type player. I think.
Bro, you're doing way too much. You got a good signing or not?
Good.
Euro?
Good. Oh, very good.
So very good. 8 for Dalot.
Yeah, good. I'll put him in good as well.
Average for Xerxes.
Sorry, Ugarte I'll put in average because I haven't seen much from him yet. But good for Dalot, Euro, and
Dalot, Euro. Oh, Mazraoui.
Oh, Maguire is good, yeah.
So 3 out of 5 you think are good, and you think Dorgu's got potential out of 6, but you're giving it a 6 out of 10 for the window. You gave it higher last time. You know better. That's why you're changing your tune, isn't it?
No.
That's why you're changing your tune.
No, because
unless a good window means he wants all Euro level players, maybe.
That doesn't mean that I rated it higher last time. No.
Nah, 7 out of 10 ain't high.
And some of them average. And then overall for me, I'd say I'll give it a 6. I'm being genuine. I think it was a 6 last window.
So this summer's going to be better than that.
Will be a lot better.
So given that they had a 6 out of 10 window, out of those 6 players, you rate 4 of them.
Yeah, as good players, not Premier League winning players, not players that are going to win.
I'm not saying you said they're world class, bro. I'm just saying you rate them. You just rate 6. You rate 4 of the signings, right? Yeah. If they have a better transfer window, your manager don't really have much to stand on. You realize that, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think Ruben should get the full season to see how much.
No. I just want the full season, bro. No. I'm not talking about the full season. I'm saying you should start seeing results by the time we're getting to November. You should start if you have the window you expect.
I would say even earlier.
What do you mean by what do you mean by that in terms of position and points and those kinds
style?
I'm saying all of the above.
Yeah.
All of the above, bro. It's an all of the above thing. So by November, come on, bro. If we have a better window, think about it. If we've got 4 players,
not 12th, not 15th, not 12th, not 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th.
Okay, in that by November
area.
Yeah. Because we're not going to get top 4. We're not going to get top 4.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Ten Hag mentioned that last season for us. The seat before he got sacked. So that's going to be difficult for us to chase, but we need to be in, Europa League next season or chasing in and around that pack. And if you're chasing it, you're 9th, 8th, something like this, or you win a trophy. Because he's shown us, and we've shown ourselves that we can get into cup finals.
Not necessarily. Forest went from 3rd to Europa League. Aston Villa have been in and around sniffing 4th and got Europa League. You need to be, if you notice, Brighton and Fulham aren't there in it, so you actually need to be sniffing top 4, sniffing it, and then fall off on your Europa League. Trying to be a 9th place team and make Europa, I don't really work like that, bro.
Yeah.
But do you know what that says, Saeed? Look at the standards that we are, bro.
I know, it's dead. It's an all-time low.
It's shocking, bro. It's shocking.
Let me get these super chats in.
Hold on, before you do that, hold on. I remember when Marcel replied to Mina, in 2024, and he said, if you get all 6 players, it's a 9 out of 10 window. With the current 4 players, it's a 5 out of 10. And at that time, we had Xerxes, Yoro, De Ligt, and Mazarawi. Ugarte and Thingy wasn't done. Dorgu obviously wasn't done. So there's your 6 players with the 2. And at that time, he said 5 out of 10. So with Ugarte and Dorgu, it's become 6 out of 10, right?
Yeah, I know he's lying,
think of what you're saying there. Dorgu didn't exist, so it would have remained because we only get 5 players, I believe, or so. So it would have remained.
He meant 5. He meant getting Ugarte over the line, bro. It's just about
6, and then when Danny was just going through the question, and I changed obviously Ugarte to average because I thought he was still speaking about Ugarte there, so I changed him back down to average. So it makes sense, bro. It makes sense. 6 is 1 up from the 5, and it's not all 6 signings. But anyway,
let me get these super chats anyway, man. Big up Texino in the cut as well. Give Rance a job; he would do better than Amorim. This is for Faz. Salute your hard work, my guy. Big up to you, man. Faz always. Manu fists up. Part-timers, some are probably Uber drivers, factory workers at waiters, chefs, supermarket workers. Manu, new low for you, bro. The only positive was Kone. Why take him off? I think he did say, though, in the end that he's going to give him more time against Hong Kong, but it's besides the point.
Got another game. Fucking Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'm not watching that one. That one, I'm in drummer, so I'm not there. Well done for parading in midday on office working hours. If we sell Bruno, who should be the new captain leader be? Keep in mind, Casemiro only has 1 year left on his deal. That's a good question. I read that one before from Big Up to Jazil. Said, Free Faz, he told us about the world-class Garnacho. He told the world about Garnacho, should I say. Yeah, he did. If true, Ghana starting to give me a joke. Lol. Big Up Abdelaziz said, the club is a joke. We have an incompetent manager, a squad that belongs in League 2, and owners who are broke billionaires. Expect absolutely nothing next season. Hit the likes and subscribe. Matt says, Rance has been warning all these deluded supporters since January. Ha ha. No one wants to listen. Denial is a scary thing. Wake up. I've read that one before. Allow it, bro. This was a photo op pre-game. They want to go home. Don't take these games with any judgment at all. Don't even bother. I disagree, man. Why is Dalot flying under the radar? He's trash. I agree. Clowns lost to a team paid on monthly salaries at 2.5K. Players from third world leagues. Imagine if we played against K and J League All-Stars. Yeah, rap, especially from Japan as well. I would consider it a success if United find a way to avoid relegation next season. This is the level now. Wow. Talk now, Daddy. You were giving me a grief on Bruno. Did he even walk around the stadium, bro? What the F, man? That's poor. Amorim is good at controlling the narrative. I agree. The prices for the seats were 200 to 1,000 Malaysian ringgit and was expensive for my Malaysians. They scammed us and those loyal fans. Embarrassing bunch. Pro League has cheap talent. Violas promised David and Lamans can build us a squad along with Premier League signs like Cunha, but Amorim has to go. Ryder says believing in the winning system with the right players and knowing that one system is totally different. Prime Kante couldn't cover the gaps in midfield. I agree. Big up Saeed. Just want to big up Rance for always staying true and wanting the best for his club about the manager. Man United fans need to wake up. No big club in Europe would accept the results from any manager. Look at my club, Real Madrid. We sacked our best manager ever because of this season's standards. Saeed, not looking good for you and may continue. Thanks for securing us a spot in the UCL. Don't forget your club will be like Man City. They are ambitious, hungry for trophies. Just wanted you to know that. Raheem Bank average, the same player he was at Liverpool, 17 years old. Only change Amorim is panic mode. Maguire striker. If you want Wharton, then tell Ineos to cash in on Kobbie too. The kid looks depressed on the pitch. To be honest, he's stagnating under Amorim. I agree. Aiden Heaven is in the center. Is talking sense. Big up to man like Marcel. Don't let Danny get away with that. Bruno, bye. Faz, the same guy screaming his lungs out for Dalot. Robson and Alcoholic are still better than reaction than Onana. For Bruno, when you try glory shots and passes, always they are going to work sometimes. And never respect delusion before Marcel. Wow. Big up to Adam, man. And 1 million for every time Bruno lost the ball last 3 games. So Rance made the analogy of Saeed having the money. He then asked who is managed by Saeed. Okay, point the whole scenario for him. I just want to see his answer, please. I just wanted to see what you guys see instead of giving exec. What does that mean? Instead of giving exec. I don't know what that excuses. Excuses. Yeah.
Saeed, man.
We'll be here again. If I would be here again, we'll be here all day, man. Marcel, you're too good for this panel, mate. Big up Marcel. Always speaks the truth. Listen, man, I told you, man. Marcel got fans here, man. Big up Marcel.
Love
you guys only care about the gotcha moment. That's fair as well, man. To be fair, a lot of people do care about the gotcha moment. The football club needs to be right in the end of the day, man. So we'll see. But listen, man, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. Texino, I know you came in late, but big up to you always, man. I know you had work and whatnot.
Apologies, man. Apologies about that, man. I didn't even
it's all blessed, man.
I didn't even watch the game as well. But listen, still smash the lights, people, man.
Yeah, smash the likes, people, man. Let's get everyone's channels up, man. Make sure you follow Faz on his socials. Planet Faz. Make sure you do that. Make sure you follow United Real Therapy.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a show now. I'm about all my brothers' comments doing the show right now.
Follow that one. Follow Danny Devil Details as well on Twitter. Big up Rhino as well. Make sure you follow Rhino as well. Big up Marcel as well. Make sure you follow Marcel.
Undefeated Marcel. Undefeated Marcel.
There you go.
Champion.
You know, I just want to say it's funny, like we didn't actually get like any clear-cut opinion from Rhino. I've noticed he's really doing the fence sitting thing really well. He's doing it really well.
Listen, he bought the van from Tyrone, innit? He bought the van and the laptop from Tyrone.
He's really grown into this A&R manager role, you know, like representing role.
Like I said, man, he took the role, man, of Tyrone, man. But big up Rhino, man. Listen, anyone watching the Conference League is happening in about, 20 minutes or so? Conference League.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that. Yeah, definitely.
On, Anthony.
Anthony, do something for me. Do something for me.
In for a shock.
Conference League, man.
By the way, you know how bad it is that we are hoping that Betis beat Chelsea when Chelsea already qualified for Champions League. So it's like it don't even matter. I mean, it would matter to them if they want to win a trophy. It would be nice for them to win a trophy, obviously, but they've already achieved the actual target, which is get champ football.
Yeah. There you go, man. So I'll be live for that watch along in a bit anyway now, man. But people, Mandem Talk, we'll be back next week, man. Take care, people.
We're fucking 15th. We're 15th. We are 15th, sir. We are 15th. We are 5 points away from relegation. Yeah? We are closer to the bottom than the top, bro. We ain't winning Europa. There's no European football next year.